Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are in Monastir, Tunisia. This is the FIBA AfroBasket Qualifiers Group E. It's the game between Egypt and Morocco. Well, these two traditional rivals in North Africa about ready to trade blows. Of course, the pressure off of Egypt in so much that they have already booked their spot in this summer's AfroBasket. You see Cape Verde, Uganda, and Morocco follow in the order of the standings. Morocco 1 and 3. However, you can see also that with Egypt having beaten Cape Verde in this window, they've had that game, but we've had disruption owing to the coronavirus pandemic. Some games have been postponed with respect to Uganda. Morocco, with the one win, have given themselves a shot of getting to the AfroBasket. They were in a bad way in the last window. You might remember they opened proceedings with a 7-point defeat to Cape Verde, and that was in Egypt. And then they fell in a heartbreaker to Uganda before crashing to a heavy defeat to Egypt, 99-76. However, they breathed some life into their campaign with a 72-69 win over Cape Verde. And now with their game against Uganda having been postponed, they're taking on Egypt. So whatever happens today will not be definitive with respect to making it to the AfroBasket. Nevertheless, we are expecting a very good game. It's always a pleasure, first of all, to cover African basketball, and especially when you see a rivalry like this one. These two teams, let's make no mistake about it, these players know each other. The countries, whenever they go up against each other, it's always entertaining. So I'm very much looking forward to this. It should be a good up and down affair. But again, because of the coronavirus pandemic, unfortunately, we will not have fans here in Monastir. But as you have been able to take notice of during the continental qualifiers that have been taking place the past several days, that does nothing to affect the intensity of the games, nor the interest. It has been unbelievable stuff that we've been watching, including yesterday with Liz Mills becoming the first woman to ever coach a team into the FIBA AfroBasket when she led Kenya to a 1-point win over one of the traditional powerhouses, numerous champions, Angola. So a lot to talk about, but now we're going to have a pause for the playing of the national anthems. Okay, the playing of the national anthems has taken place, and now the players arm in arm talk about the game that is coming up, and of course always nice to see the referees again. Tariq Ben El-Taifa, Jan Vezo Davison, and Aboulay Kamagate from Tunisia, Madagascar, and Cote d'Ivoire. So we'll also get a look at the rosters and the starting fives for Morocco: Larici, Chua, Gurari, Benman, and Laani starting. And El Hawa, Absulam, Al Uriachi, Haila, Fulani, Kordu, and Idrissi coming off the bench for Al Uriachi. So Mufal Al Uriachi, the head coach of Morocco. And we'll also get a look at Egypt. See Hatem going over there to the bench. So they're going to start with Omar Farag, Anas Mahmoud, Mustafa El Makawi, Yusuf Abusha, and Walid Ali. So Abushusha always a big-time player. Saleh Khalifa, Bahiri Mohammed, Shehata Khalaf Ahmad playing for Coach Assem Marais. So there he is, used to be a player himself. His son plays, obviously, and also plays in this national team. Team Marais, but not this time. Team is already qualified, so a great chance for some others. So Ahmed Marais calling the shots here right at the end. Right at the end of the pregame. Coaches with a lot of emotion.
وانت ماشي اذا قدرت، اذا الراجل ده كان وقف الكوره روح اخبط منه الكوره وهو راجع، بس مهم جدا الويك سايد لان هو بيكمل دريبل وبيطلع للناس اللي بره، فمهم يبقى عندنا ريكفري تغطي الناس دهيا، مش احنا مجرد عملنا التراب نقف نتفرج، لازم ننزل. طبعا هيبقى في تغييرات. 2 هنقلب منطقه، 1 هيبقى هنقول 1 شوشه مثلا، يبقى 1 2 1 1 ونرجع على هو ماتش ايه؟ هو الماتش عادي 2 1 2 وبنغطي البوست ايوه تمام خلاص.
On attaque, allez, on attaque, on va jouer la 1 avec la short roll ديال عمر. short roll comme on a fait hier. Alors maintenant, ce qui est très très important, press break. Toujours on fait inbound le plus tôt possible. 1, 2, 4 et 5 et 6.
Interesting with the coaches speaking in their native languages, but you always hear some English come into it as well. Weak side from Egypt, and then press break from Morocco. Now Egypt, you might remember back in 2013, made the stunning run to the final of the FIBA Africa Championship, or the FIBA AfroBasket, and they made it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup the following year with that terrific performance. And his son, Hasim Marai, one of the players, the key players in that team. Egypt won the AfroBasket for the last time a long time ago, 1983, when they hosted it in Alexandria. Of course, they won it several times before that in 1962, 64, 1970, 1975. And believe it or not, they actually played in the FIBA AfroBasket back in the day, 1937, 39, 46. They got third place in 1947, and they won it in 1949 in Cairo. Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to Tunisia. This is the FIBA AfroBasket Qualifier between Egypt and Morocco. Egypt winning the first meeting between these two teams decisively, and already off to a good start, and forcing the turnover and going in for a jam. No, Abu Shusha missing. So that will not make Coach Mariah very happy. Spurning an easy opportunity. Morocco swing it out. Now the bounce pass down low, Chua, and he turns it over. So a very shaky start offensively. And this time, Egypt on the counterattack score quickly. Turnovers turning into points is Morocco's worst nightmare. So Ali and El Makawi each with baskets for Egypt. And Egypt committing the foul. Kejo whistled for the infraction. Chua has it. Over to Garari. Back to Chua. He's got such a beautiful game, doesn't he? Mohamed Chua gets Morocco on the board. Garari exchanging words with Shusha. And now the foul down low called on Mustafa El Makawi. Well, trying to use his big body to good effect, setting the screen or the pick, and got in there a little bit too late. Offensive rebound and put back for Morocco. So Laani getting in on the act. Omar Laani to tie it up at 4. Abu Shusha. And now Egypt facing a little bit of pressure on the perimeter, so they put it on the deck and go to the basket. Benman picks up the personal. I love watching different styles of basketball all over the world during the continental qualifiers, and this has its own distinct flavor. Getting a lot of penetration because of the good shooters in these teams. You simply cannot allow open jump shots. And that leads to a lot of penetration breaks, and now driving in Chua. He does it all, folks. Mo Chua. Good defense down low by Laani, knocking it away. And Larechi drives in, he gets swatted at the rim. If you're going to take it in, you got to take it in strong. Probably should have switched the ball to his left hand. Alley-oop pass. Wow. That was there. That was Anas Mahmoud who missed it. It was on a platter for him. A beautiful basketball, to be honest, though. You have to love the start from both of these teams. Shusha coming out with the bump. Here is Chua. And scoring it from the baseline. And that was quite the swat by Mustafa El Makawi. Now the corralling it and putting it back up and in. Laani. Morocco out to an 8-4 lead. Remember, they won their other game in the window against Cape Verde. And their game against Uganda was postponed because of the COVID-19 protocol. But now the three-point shot from El Makawi. Nice soft touch from the big fella. So just 1 point in it right now. And another reach and a foul called on Egypt. So Omar Farag picks up the foul. Here's El Makawi. Talk about these guys being able to knock it down from three-point range, and that includes the centers. Although I don't think we'll see Khalifa when he comes in putting him up from deep for Egypt. Omar Farag goes out of the game. In any event, Sufyan Benaim comes to the line and makes the first. So it's been a confident start for Morocco, who trailed 4-0. And they came back to take the lead. The El Makawi three-pointer pulled Egypt to within one, but now Morocco have gone back up by 3 points. Good dribbling there by Hatem Bahiri. Oh, the bounce pass and the attention. Chua getting in, picks up the foul. And not sure he could have done anything else there. Contact initiated by this man, Yusuf Abu Shusha. Just goes by Shusha on his jersey. And, well, you know what? Sometimes the aggressive player, the attacking player is rewarded. He initiates the contact. He gets to the line. And he makes both free throws. A little bit of full court pressure here applied by the Pharaohs. Wonderful drive by Karim Gourari. Almost lost control of it as he got into the paint. And getting swatted down low was Anas Mahmoud, but again, Egypt strike with the jumper. El Makawi again showing that wonderful touch, and he ties it at 12. Here it is again, the rejection by Chua, but then they alertly find El Makawi out behind the arc. Now Larici bends the knees and makes the first. So, of course, Rwanda have already qualified as the host nation. Angola, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Egypt, Kenya, Mali, Nigeria, Senegal, South Sudan, and Tunisia, all ready booked for the FIBA AfroBasket. Who else is going to join them? Will Morocco be one of those teams? Well, we won't know if a win gets them there today. Well, we do know that a win will not get them there, but it will help them get there. And I'm imagining that Uganda probably rooting for Egypt today as they watch this. It's a shame we couldn't see Uganda. They were one of the revelations of the last window. Ball goes out of bounds. And we'll go the other way. African basketball definitely has always been exciting, but it's also on the way up. You can see it in the level of play from the top of the continent down to the bottom. Nice handoff now, getting outside on the arc and then driving in. Good fighting down low by Egypt's number 6, Haitham Khalifa, to keep it alive, and they will maintain possession. Larici pleading his case. Also, Equatorial Guinea trading blows in another important game. And the FIBA AfroBasket right now, that's in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Mahmoud drives in and scores with the left hand. And one coming. Oh boy, Egypt, not to be denied. Could be a big trip down the floor. If this goes, it'll be 5 points on the trip, and it is. Shusha takes the lead for Egypt up to 17-13. Now the full court pressure and forcing the turnover. Here they come again. But a little bit out of control, attacking the basket, gives it right back to Morocco. And now a hold and a foul called on Khalifa. Haitham Khalifa. A little over the shoulder pass. He was looking one way, a little no look, but turned the ball over. So we see some substitutions already coming into the game for both of these teams. Just under 7 minutes into it. Yunus Idrissi, number 99, into the game for Morocco. Laani goes out. And Larici struggling at the free throw line. Takes his time and makes the second. Well, I say he's struggling. He's only missed 1 out of 4. Shusha drives in. And a little bit of contact. And it has been without fail the last 3 times seeing Morocco attack the basket. And really seems to be initiating the contact, but they're getting the calls. But if that's how they're going to call it, we'll call it that way at both ends. Shusha, just a little bit behind the charity stripe. You can see where he's positioned. Remember last time off the missed free throw, Egypt were able to get the rebound. and get a three-point play. Oh, nobody boxes out Khalifa. So it's a good thing he didn't miss that, because that would have been an easy putback. Larici dribbles to his right, and the good defense, and a shaky start for the starting point guard of Morocco. Larici already, Abdel Ali Larici has 2 points, but he's got 3 turnovers and just 1 assist. Good help from behind by Idrissi, forcing the turnover. Oh, and now they're saying it's going to be Egypt basketball. Oh, it looks like that went off of Anas. Well, tough break for Morocco. Certainly not getting the rub of the green right now, but these things even out over the course of the game. Anas Mahmoud misses, and Chua rebounds from Morocco. Larici has to hurry. He got it over just in the nick of time. They trap at midcourt. They force another turnover. And now an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Morocco. And boy, Egypt all over him like white on rice. Look at this. Idrissi had nowhere to go. Tempers flaring, and Idrissi whistled for the unsportsmanlike, so it's going to be, he's going to have to move away from the free throw line, from the lane. But quite a dominating start defensively by the Egyptians. You know, Khalifa does actually shoot it pretty well from three-point range. I said that he didn't. 42.9% in these qualifiers. So he 3 of 7. So it's not like he is not going to take it. Now I think the referee's just trying to get control of the game here a little bit with those tempers flaring. And good job by the Moroccan coach just to take on board what the referee is saying. It's exactly the reaction, I think, that the referee wanted to see. So Hatem Bahiri makes the first free throw. Idrissi, they got locked up, tangled. And Morocco have got to figure out a way to solve the pressure, whether it's full court, whether it's half court trap, because Mirai has done a masterful job of putting it in as part of the game plan. They have been very disruptive. Now Egypt missed from deep, and Morocco again run into a trap. Somebody's got to be open. Larici gets it to the corner, and ball goes out of bounds. You know, it reminds me back in the day in America, growing up and watching Kentucky play when Rick Pitino first arrived, and how he turned them into a pressing team that just completely took games over with their defense and their press. And now the tip and the putback by Ahmed Abouela Morsi Khalaf. And again, look at the pressure, and Larici is just having an almighty struggle. And I'm surprised Morocco don't make a change here, if only for a minute. And they are going to bring Larici out because he's had a nightmare beginning. Clearly Hassan Marai saw that as vulnerability, or them being vulnerable in that spot. Larici exits. Abdel Ali Larici with 2 points, 4 turnovers, 1 assist, and a foul. So Morocco already with their backs against the wall here, trailing 22-14 against Egypt. The dump down low, and Idrissi got his hands up, but he couldn't stop Egypt from getting another one. And they do not get it over in time. They take it away yet again. Khalifa doing his bit as well. Haitham Khalifa. I tell you what, you play Egypt and you better prepare to beat the pressure. If you don't prepare, it's going to eat you alive, and that's what's happening right now. That was Khalaf with that last basket, by the way, for Egypt, number 22, playing down the low post. Here he's got his hands on the ball. They pass it to the corner. El Makawi gets it back inside, and the basket is good. So Haitham Khalifa, don't tell Egypt that this game doesn't mean anything with them having already clinched a spot in the FIBA AfroBasket. They have come out here to take care of business, and take care of business is exactly what they're doing.
Le problème maintenant, c'est la montée de balle. La montée de balle, c'est un grand problème. Ok? Alors, parce qu'on est trop en train de dribbler et de tarder à la passe. Younes, I need you to go immediately all the way down to the bottom. Don't stay here. ما تبقالياش هنايا. كوراني et فلاني, vous êtes ici. هنايا فلاني وكوراني. كريم وسامي عملوا لي الانباوند.
Well, Morocco trying to come up with a plan to beat the pressure. But everything is working. It's not just the press that's causing the turnovers. Egypt hitting the jump shots. Now they're wreaking havoc when they put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. From three-point range right now, they are 3 of 5. El Makawi has hit both of his three-pointers. So this time, coming out of the timeout, Morocco able to beat the press, and now as he makes the pass, Abdel Karim El Hawa, he is fouled. El Hawa goes to the line, makes the first. Sometimes the best way to beat pressure is to attack. You would think that there would be some opportunities for Morocco to score in transition, but they've got to beat the pressure. Oh, just an easy drive, and he missed it incredibly. And the ball goes out of bounds. And again, the call goes for Egypt. They'll stay down at this end. Jersey frustrated down low. He had the unsportsmanlike. Now the three-point shot is good. In fact, it might be a 2. It was indeed. So the shot by Yusuf Shahata, and then he commits the foul. Kareem Gurari at the line, but of course Egypt will probably get the basketball back here. And when it rains, it pours. Nothing is going right. Hamza Fulani, number 44, in for Morocco. And the second one is good from Kareem Gurari. See, no pressure really applied by Morocco here on Egypt. So they take it down. And they take the shot from the baseline. And finally, a rebound. They've got to hurry. They've got time. They get it up. He's got to launch it. He doesn't know. He's forgotten how much time is on the clock. Sami Al-Uriachi kind of fell asleep there. I don't know, or maybe he just didn't think he had any space to shoot. But Egypt tearing into Morocco right now, leading it 28-17 at the end of one. Egypt's numbers very good. Morocco have been able to get to the free throw line, and they are 5 of 8 inside the arc, but Egypt on top. Here's a look back at some of the highlights. Well, second quarter action underway, and Egypt forced yet another turnover. Man, that wasn't off of the press. Khalifa from behind the arc. His fourth three-pointer made in the qualifiers. And the lead has ballooned to 31-17. And driving in and turning it over yet again. Hamza Fulani. And Morocco had better stop the bleeding, or this thing is going to be over before halftime. They continue to get deep into the paint, but then pass it back out, making the defense work. And yet another three. It is raining three-pointers. That was Mohammed hitting that last three-pointer. Ladechi back in the game. And Chua also in, and he is fouled. Here's Muhammad, or Mito, as it says on his jersey. And starters coming back into the game, with the exception of Abdel Karim El Hawa. He remains in. And Mine comes back in. But look at the score. Egypt have twice as many points as Morocco. That is how blistering their press has been. And right now they're on course for 100 at this pace. And Larici having the nightmare of all first halves, turning it over 5 times already. Khalifa a long way out. Unbelievable. Raining three-pointers, 37-17. Chua drives in. Incredibly misses, and the attempted putback wasn't there. Great hustle down the floor, but not able to save it was Abdel Karim El Hawa. So the little push shot, his second three-pointer of the game. Egypt 6 of 8 from three-point range. Morocco, Larici looks stunned. They can't believe how this thing has gotten out of hand so early. So foul called, and in fact it was a technical foul on Larici. That's was his reaction. So his performance has been rather suspect today. Larici, I'm going to tell you, -4 efficiency. It has been a tough day. And the players battling for it. Egypt get it again. Well, we've seen some outstanding performances during the qualifiers from the likes of Senegal in this window. And you do wonder about Egypt's prospects, watching them completely dominate Morocco. Completely. I mean, there's centers outside drilling three-pointers, not just on the arc, like a full meter and a half behind the arc. Shusha hitting his free throws is 40-17. We've got 7:47 remaining. Some Amin Barai there looking on, chewing gum. I mean, at this pace, they're going to easily break 100. And finally, something good happens for Morocco. Soufiane Kordu catches the pass from his teammate, Soufiane Benmin, and puts it up and in. So Egypt continue. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, that pass at the feet of his teammate from Khalifa. Anas Mahmoud not able to control it. And now are they saying that the ball went off the feet of Morocco? So they're going to talk about it. They might give Morocco the ball here. So good officiating. Referee had it wrong. He listened to the other referee who had a clear view and has indeed awarded the ball to Morocco. Khalifa gets his hands up, steals it right back for Egypt. Benmin knocks it out of bounds. 7 seconds on the shot clock. So Shehata back in the game, and long jumper not there. And Larici rebounds the miss. The good thing is when you stop Egypt from scoring, they can't set up the press. Now to the left corner. And something else good happens for Morocco. Benmin drills it. Oh, Soufiane. And back to a 17-point deficit. So it's got to start at this end. You get the stops. You don't let them set up the press. Here we go. Open three. Well, you don't stop them. And that was Mito drilling it now. Okay, they do not set up the press. Khalifa handles the ball well, gets it to his guards, pulls up from the arc. Chua now rebounds it, passes it up ahead, and there's going to be an easy one. Cordu laid it up ever so softly instead of rattling the rim. Open three. Another reprieve. Mito missing again. Benmin runs the baseline. Chua down low. Cordu blocked, but Chua gets it and puts it up for Morocco, who get it back to 16 points. Excuse me, 43-25, 18 points. No, it is 16. I thought so. Just slowly registering the points here, folks. Apologies. Khalifa. Well, that was graceful from the big fella. The tower of power, Khalifa, getting into the paint. And Shusha doing a great job defensively, getting the call. The offensive foul on Benmin. And they've got to be careful. They've already, well, that was Khalifa flying in for the layup. Pick your poison for Egypt. I mean, who do you want to be in there? El Makawi, or do you want Khalifa? Well, right now it's Ali Ahmed. Shusha, and I think that glanced off the rim. Cordu gave some good minutes. He goes back out of the game. Hamza Fulani comes back in. Here we go again, full court press. You're going to try to beat it up the sideline. You're going to try to get the ball to the middle and pass to the corner. Well, the pass intercepted. Well, that's just a disaster. And finally, they get it across midcourt to Chua. And Chua stopped by Ali Ahmed. Over the shoulder pass, three-pointer, good! They just have from Shahada, when they pick up the pace and play, it seems to also energize their offense, and they get confidence when they have the press. It transfers to points, even the jump shots. Again, the break, nobody back for Egypt. Shusha lays it up and in. Devastating blows here against Morocco at the end of the first half with 3 minutes remaining, in fact. Egypt just lowering the boom.
هيدز اب الدراري، هيدز اب الدراري، شو كوردو عمل لي انا شو هيدز اب الدراري، حنا خصنا نلعبوا اللعب ديالنا. راه اون اتاك اون اي ترو افيك لا بال اي اون ترو ستاتيك. On est en train de leur faciliter leur défense الدراري. C'est nous, c'est notre problème. C'est pas eux. Donc حنايا on continue la défense ديالنا، نطلعوا شويه ل 32، طلع عليها شويه avec plus de mouvement. هنالي كوردو et فلاني plus de mouvement. On attaque. عطيوني le ballon dedans وتحركوا. Il faut qu'on move. Let's go guys, allez. Switchez les pics, switchez. Allez. Switchez les pics à Dave la 32. Switchez. Sofiane.
Well, coming back to live action, Morocco, now you just feel like they just want to get to halftime to really try to reorganize and make this thing more respectable. Because this Egypt team has blown the doors off the hinges from Morocco. Here they are again, pushing it quickly. And Makawi turns. So a little reprieve for Morocco. Well, Larouche thought about it, then brings it back outside. Goes at Ali Ahmed. Now they pass it again, and again a miss. Gurari, and Ali Ahmed scores. Egypt don't miss the easy ones, do they? 54-27, they're doubling up Morocco yet again. An absolute masterclass on how to devastate an opponent with your defensive pressure. Hamza Fulani draws the pressure, little pump fake, goes up, scores, and has an N1. Look at the behind the back pass. I missed that, sorry folks. It's all working. It's all happening for this Egyptian team. Hamza Fulani makes the free throw to get it back to a 24-point game. Three-point shot. And the basketball goes out of bounds. So Morocco with another possession here with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Fulani to Gurari. Back to Fulani. No, excuse me, off the hands of Cordu. And just going to check the turnover numbers. Yeah, Morocco have turned it over 17 times. How many times have they been punished? Well, to the tune of 24 points. Egypt have turned those turnovers into points. It has been devastating. Kejo El-Makawi misses the first. And Mustafa El-Makawi makes the second. He exits the game. And again, it looks like we've got some full court pressure. And Ali Ahmed picks up the foul, slams the ball on the hardwood out of frustration. So that puts Hamza Fulani back on the free throw line. And the second one is good. It's going to take a monumental effort from Morocco to make this a game again. But you had to know the press was coming. You had to know the defensive aggression was going to be there. If you've watched Egypt play before, the bottom line is you either weren't ready for it or you simply do not have the players capable of beating the pressure. And I think it's more of the former. I just don't think they were ready.
دلوقتي لو في زون تمام البيفوتين مين؟ علي وانس. علي هو اللي تحت وانس هو اللي هيبقى فوق. تمام؟ يا شوشه لو خدت الكرة هنا انت بتبقى ثلاثة وتفتح. باصي على طول هنا انت بتقف تبص. مش مهم. باصي.
5 different players from Egypt have hit three-pointers today. 6 different players have come up with steals, led by Anas Mahmoud, who has 3, and Shusha has a couple. Hatem Bahri has 5 assists to go with his 2 points. Interesting thing is, from a rebounding standpoint, Morocco actually have more rebounds, but Egypt don't have that many rebounds because they don't allow Morocco to get any shots off. I mean, that's how good they've been. That's how you interpret that number. 45.7 seconds left. I would love to see Senegal play Egypt and see how they could deal with each other's pressure. That would be a fascinating contest. Oh, a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump there by Fulani. He misses. Shusha, meanwhile, takes it strong and puts it up and in. 57 points for Egypt in 1/2 of basketball. What domination. Final seconds ticking off the clock in the first half. Larici drives in, turns it over. I was just about to say you might want to take it all the way to the end and not leave Egypt any time. Well, in fact, they do not. And get a shot. Garari ends up missing at the end, but it's all Egypt, folks, here in the FIBA AfroBasket Qualifier between these teams. Egypt already having qualified long ago. They whipped Morocco the first time, and they're beating them now 57-31. Eight of 14 from deep, 12 of 25 inside the arc for Egypt, and even 9 of 11. So from an offensive standpoint, they are turning on all cylinders. And as I said, the rebounding is the edge goes to Morocco, but again, that's because Egypt are not allowing Morocco to put up as many shots. Shusha 14, Khalifa 10, El Makawi 9, Chua has 6 to lead Morocco. Well, Makawi got it going early with the drive, and it was the press and the ability to break as well for Egypt that allowed them to storm into a decisive lead. At the very beginning, Morocco looked like they might be able to run with these guys, but then it all happened. The three-pointers started falling. Egypt started setting up the press, coming up with steals or forcing turnovers, going in for easy baskets. And that is the name of the game for Egypt. So when you're going to play Egypt, you better be ready to face pressure. Khalifa entered the game and made a big impact. Here he was stepping outside and hitting his second three-pointer. Not too much to cheer about for the team in red and green. But we try to show you the highlights when we get them. Mito also hitting a three-pointer. Chua as well, an easy two, but he's been a non-factor. In a normal game without this press, well, he might be a bigger factor, but by the way that they've played, they've just completely taken him out of it. And you look back the first time these two teams played, Egypt won it 99-76. And in that game, it was tight at halftime. Egypt led it 45-43, and it was the third quarter when they really raced ahead into a big lead, outscoring Morocco 36-19. But today they lowered the boom in the first quarter. It was impressive. So Chua with 6 points, leading the way for Morocco. And Shusha is the leading scorer for Egypt. So here's some of his 14 points. So at halftime, it is all Egypt against Morocco. 57-31. We'll be right back before the start of the second half.
Got to keep moving the ball because shot clock's running down. And they attack. And the throw down! Big time play by Joel Awich. What a ball game here in AfroBasket Qualifier. Watch this. High flying.
Baseline. The quick release for the three is no good. And here come the Central Republic again. Easy to throw that one down. Cassie hit the runway and threw it down hard. Cassie on the runway with a reverse slam. Lahontan gets them into the half court. Rasna Mehanina has to throw up a prayer. Oh! And that guy from the halfway line pretty much with no time on the shot clock.
Going from bad to worse for the team in red with the yellow numbers. Mulari gets down and throws it through the hoop. The slam. Boy, he's having a good time, isn't he?
Have Kenya got anything left in the tank? They played so well. It's been an incredible performance. A long two is good. Unreal. Extraordinary play. Kenya have beaten Angola at the buzzer.
57-31 Egypt all over Morocco here in Monastir, Tunisia. We are at halftime, and Egypt basically taking the fight to Morocco with their defense. Just overwhelming Morocco, suffocating them from full court, and you know, forcing turnovers, and turnovers leading to points. 25 points of the 57 that have been scored by Egypt have come after forcing the 18 Morocco turnovers. Meanwhile, Morocco have scored just 2 points off turnovers. That is a incredible disparity in this game, and it really does speak to why Egypt have been able to really just all but decide this contest in the first half. Unlike the first meeting between these two teams, when it was tight at halftime, Egypt came out in the third quarter and then really hit their opponents with a devastating assault and getting out and racing into a big lead. But today it was pretty much from the off. Egypt having already qualified for the FIBA AfroBasket. They'll be a factor. You better believe this team is going to be a factor. They've got size, they've got good shooting, they've got experience. Their coach, of course, I had the pleasure of watching him coach Egypt at the FIBA AfroBasket in Tunisia, in fact, back in 2015, and they were good then. But now some of these guys having more experience. For Morocco, well, even if they lose today, they're not necessarily out of the running for the FIBA AfroBasket. Remember, they beat Cape Verde in their first game, so they have one loss less than Uganda. Their game against Uganda was postponed, and so they still have that to come. Of course, Uganda have a couple of other games to play where they could get wins. They'll also play Cape Verde, and they'll play Egypt. So the chances will still be there for Morocco, but I don't think you want to end the window, if you're Morocco, with a complete annihilation at the hands of Egypt, the way that first half played. I mean, just imagine 57-31. How do you rebound just within this game from a first half performance like that? Without a doubt, Morocco have talked about how to beat the pressure at halftime, but it's one thing talking about it, it's another thing doing it. And this Egypt team has taken a take no prisoners approach. And we'll see if they continue to pour it on. Well, second half action underway here in Monastir, and Morocco getting an early block. Looked like the ball might have been on the way down. It was close. I'd have to see it again. Referee thought it was still either going up or at its peak. Nice pump fake from Benin. Now Larici Garari puts it up from deep, and that's a good start for Morocco. Well, let's be positive about these guys' chances, but sometimes you need to see the ball fall through the hoop, and that can change everything. And then if Egypt come down to stroke a three, you lose the momentum, but they did not. Garari hands it off to his teammate, gets it back. He's just hit one. Now Larici's going to launch it from deep, and his attempt is off the back of the iron. He gets it back. The hands constantly reaching active by Egypt. La'ani. And he was bumped by Bebo. Ahmed Abouela Morsi Khalaf. Of course, we remember him playing for Egypt's youth teams. Big product. And Larici is not going to be pushed around. He's already picked up one technical today, so he's got to be careful. If he picks up another one, he'll be disqualified. Oh, Mariah has done an absolutely unbelievable job coaching this Egypt team, getting them prepared. Ferrari goes in, misses, they stay, they keep it alive. No, Egypt get out and run. And Shataf lays it up and in. Yusuf Shahata. That time they beat the press by passing it up the sideline. Well, Bebo, I think, got the foul called because of his hands. Hey, Bebo's really bulked up a little bit, hasn't he? Remember him when he was really quite thin. Khalifa. Backdoor cut. And now we get to see something else. Yusuf Shahata with another basket. And La'ani goes up and denied. Great job by Bebo, and quickly a push called on Larici. He says, I just put my hand straight up. He put his hands up, but he also got the body. That's the backdoor cut there. Well, unfortunately for Morocco, the signs do not look good of being able to turn this thing around here in this third quarter. They hit the early three, but since that point, it's been all Egypt. El Makawi keeping the pressure on from behind, avoiding the foul from coming over the back. And Egypt, another opportunity. Yusuf Shahata misses this time from the left corner. And nice drive and finish by Bimin. So Bimin has a chance for a three-point play. Egypt with a couple of twin towers out there right now. Haitham Khalifa and Mustafa El Makawi. And the free throw is good. Also, Walid Ali has just checked into the game, number 17 for Egypt. They pass it around. Yusuf Shahata missing from the right corner, and El Makawi called for a push. A little bit of a snarl over there on the sidelines from the coach. Makawi, 26 years of age. Anas Mahmoud, just 25. Bebo just 21. Ali Ahmed, 28. I mean, it's a team that's going to be around for a long time. Morocco push it so quickly. And Benmin, his pass to La'ani. I'm not sure La'ani didn't catch it. He was frustrated with the way the pass was delivered. Yusuf Shahata goes out of the game for Egypt. And Farag comes back in. They pass it around. There he is, right off the bench. There, much better from Larici diving on the floor for the ball. That's what you've got to see. You got to see some effort. Gurari out there hustling around. Look at that. Shusha, Gurari. Look at Shusha. His reaction to Gurari. And then Gurari did not like it, so he had words with Shusha. So Mito, number 9, inbounds the basketball. Another pass, rare turnover into the hands of Chua. Oh, bump was Soufiane Kordu, and here's Mito again. He does not shoot it, but Khalifa says, I'll have a go, and he hits another three-pointer, his third of the game. Haitham Khalifa. Oh, Benmin wide open, misses. Egypt hustling down, Khalifa getting it back. Mito passes to his teammate, and the Pharaohs have it. 5 minutes through the quarter. Khalifa this time misses from deep. Mito knocks it away from Larici, but then Larici is bumped and fouled by Walid Ali. Gurari goes out. Hasn't been his day at all. Hasn't been anybody's day for Morocco, to be honest. Here's Farag. Comes in. Also, Abdel Karim El Hoa comes in for Morocco. Chua goes out. So they continue to play the game, but really no sign at all that Morocco are going to be able to turn this thing around. Chua back in the game, brings it up the floor. Abdel Karim El Hawa holds up. See if he can get some penetration. He does. Soufiane Kordu not able to control it. Larici, shot clock about to expire, puts it up and fouled by Hatem Bahiri. Well, the one word that comes to mind when you think about Egypt is relentless. They have been suffocating, relentless, unyielding. They have been oppressively constant, nonstop, persistent, unabated. I mean, everything about this team unremitting. I mean, it's just been like interminable. Now more than 6 minutes into the second half. Khalifa. Oh, didn't look quite as good on his last 2 3-pointers. Richie blows past, missed the layup. Oh, look at Khalifa, nice little catch. Goal interference now called on Morocco. It was close, but I think the referee got that right. Looked like it was on the way down. So really much to be decided in this group, in so much that Morocco, despite the devastating nature of this performance, it's not going to be completely devastating for their chances, although had they somehow manufactured a win, which, having watched this unfold, you don't see how that could have happened. It would have enhanced their chances, but they still are going to have to defeat Uganda, and they're going to have to do so decisively, and they're also going to have to hope that Uganda don't win another game. Nice handoff. Khalifa misses, and then Morocco turn it over under no pressure at all. But it's just the accumulation of pressure that leads to a turnover like this. Watch this. That is just the way it's been for them today. Here comes Egypt playing more defense and forcing another turnover. Mito. And again, you talk about relentless. Just a little bit of a push with the left shoulder, or the left forearm is what they were calling there on El Hawa. So the frustration boiling over for Morocco, who once again were hit with the technical, that one from the bench. Egypt swatted a rare swat as they get inside. But it's going to be too little too late for Morocco. Well, they're down by 25 points. I mean, never say never. You keep playing, but and look at this. Farag had just swatted, had his shot swatted at the other end. And now Sofiane Cordoue takes exception to a little bit of physical contact after the whistle. And I think he's right, to be honest. Watch this again. So this is where he swatted him at the other end. And this is Ali Ahmed. And to be honest, it wasn't physical contact that got him. It was Farag tried to take the ball away from Cordoue, or for Cordoue, excuse me. So I'm not sure. It could be that Cordoue is going to be in a little bit of trouble here. It could be that they call offsetting technicals. But if they do call it technical, it'll be a third technical on Morocco. And you also would think, and Egypt doing a good job, I think, of getting Farag out of there. We also have to say with Asim Marai, so yeah, offsetting technicals. Excuse me, I keep saying Asim, that's his son. It's Ahmed Marai. If you have so rankled Morocco that they start getting technicals and they start getting agitated, you've done a pretty good job. You have gotten under their skin. So Cordoue hit with a technical, as was Farag, and also Cordoue will take free throws because he was fouled on the play by Ali Ahmed. I'm not sure what Larici is talking to Marai about, but and then Cordoue misses both free throws. So again, that's how it's been. Even the smallest hint of an opportunity spurned by Morocco. Anas Mahmoud stepping outside and missing that one from three-point range. And almost turning it over was Yassine Haila. They've got everything covered, don't they? Anas Mahmoud knocking it away. 6 seconds on the shot clock again. And the pressure doesn't stop. Ali Mahmoud from the left corner, and it just continues. This assault continues to take place. Egypt are 10 of 22 from three-point range. Well, try as you might, Cordu not able to chase that down. The 35-year-old center. Final minute. Long rebound. Corralled by Mito. Ali Mahmoud. And traveling. The call, Hatem Behri. Ooh, I don't think Lorici got it over in time, but it was, maybe he did. Anyway. Shahata called for the foul. That's one thing I don't get, though. I mean, I agree with him, but on the other hand, it's like you're leading by 28 points. So really, let's don't argue. Let's just keep playing. Yusuf Shahata, number 13, and puts Cordu back on the line. And this time the veteran center makes the free throw. And he gets both of them to go. Omar Farad comes back in. Lorici goes out. Tough day at the office. Farad, final seconds, ticking off the clock. And Morocco will not get it off in time. So it's still all Egypt. 10 minutes remaining. Egypt lead it 70-44 over Morocco. Those are the numbers. But the story of this game really is more about the defense. So look at the Morocco numbers, and it's just been devastating. Been a terrific all-round effort from Egypt today, but especially on the defensive end. Especially from the hustle. Okay, fourth quarter action about to start. Not sure what the delay is to the start of the proceedings here. So we're underway. Egypt looking to put an exclamation mark on this performance today. They're up 70-44 over Morocco, looking to remain unbeaten in the FIBA AfroBasket Qualifiers. And Morocco just having a nightmare performance, a nightmare conclusion to this window, having already beaten Cape Verde. And they do get a three-pointer from Garari to cut it back to a 70-47 deficit. So 23 points. Teams have been able to come back from a deficit like this, but it's going to take something special. I think you have to not look at the scoreboard per se, but you have to just play every possession. And it's interesting, you know, basketball's funny, isn't it? You look at Morocco, and here they are, and they look like they haven't given up the ghost. Larici's had a nightmare today, but he ends up with a chance for a three-point play. So that now they've pulled to within 21. Just play it possession by possession, but you do wonder if Egypt, Ahmed Marai might put the press back on. Because at no time today have Morocco been able to handle the press. Richie's had a game to forget, to be honest. He's got 6 points, 1 of 5 from the floor, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. He does have 9 rebounds. But look, he misses another free throw. And he's turned it over 6 times, 2 assists. So a 1-to-3 ratio assist to turnover. That's not good. And when you're trailing by this much, you've got to take advantage of the opportunities at the line. Well, Egypt, even when they miss an alley-oop, they're there for the rebound and put back. Garari into the corner to Chua. I guess if you really wanted to continue to tear into this, up and down, traveling. If you got worried, you're Ahmed Marai, you get a little bit worried perhaps. I don't think you will. You could always put Shusha back in, and that would inject a little bit of emotion, sense of urgency, energy, electricity. I'm not sure, but I think he might be on the bench or getting ready to check in. But Morocco, again, spurning some chances. They missed a free throw, they missed a 3 from Chua, and now they've missed right under the basket. So more of the same for them, unfortunately, for Moroccan basketball fans. Anas Mahmoud misses, and nobody boxes out that man, Farag. Oh, turnover, a rare turnover leads to a rare dunk for Morocco and Chua. Walid Ali, his pass down low, gets away. And really for the first time today, we're seeing some sloppiness from Egypt. And I suppose if you're the coach, you want to get that out of your system. You don't want to be infected with sloppiness at any stage of any game. So he's going to make some changes. You want to have a base standard of I mean, you want excellence, really, don't you? You don't want to play lackadaisical, turn it over cheaply. Here is Gurari driving down and laying it up and in. And there's definitely been a drop in intensity from Egypt, at least in the half court on defense. So Shusha has indeed come back in. And now turns it over. It looked like Kurt was raising his arm to say, I committed the foul. Chua. Wow, did not go straight up against Khalifa and then turns it over. Abdel Karim El Hawa picks up the foul. A little bit of a hold there. Shusha again. Can he recapture the magic? He just dumps it down low. And an easy miss. Looked like an easy dunk. And Egypt came away with nothing. And Chua turns and is fouled. Definitely the worst spell of Egyptian basketball for the entire game we're watching right now. Well, I guess it's a small victory to get the deficit back to 20 points. 5.5 minutes remaining. And now 19. So Ahmed Marai has seen enough. He wants to stop this mini comeback in its tracks.
تمشيت الكرة مش ان انا اعمل دريبل بالراحه وبعدين مشي الكرة بنفس الريتم السرعه بس مشيها كتير. احنا بنعمل سكرين مره واحده وشوف بالظبط كده. اتفرج على النهارده كل الكور عايزينها هاند اوف من شوشه. يجي له سكرين تروح سعادتك لازم تخش وتطلع الكوره. الثاني ده ويتنج فور انذر سكرين وبعدين حركه سريعه شويه. اعمل السكرين واقطع اطلب الكوره البيفت الثاني يجي يعمل روح انت فات اتحركوا. ده مش
5.5 minutes remaining, 19-point deficit. Egypt looked for a little bit better execution on this end. And the young center denied, sticks with it, denied again. And Fulani not able to stay in bounds. So it'll be Egypt basketball with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Khalifa, that's a 2 if it goes short. Look at the hustle. Where was the hustle from Morocco on that play? It was all from Egypt. Khalifa misses into the hands of Benmin. Well, you do want to get the shots up here. Gourari for 3, and it was badly missed. Shusha. Farag for 3. Or was it a 2? No, that was a 2. No, it was a 3, excuse me. Three-point shot. And the bad times return for Morocco coming out of that timeout. It looks like Equatorial Guinea of course, Equatorial Guinea won their game in Group C by 7 points, so that's going to end up being a interesting conclusion to the game, with Guinea leading 73-71, but just 44 seconds remaining. So that trying to manage the margin of defeat. Meanwhile, the referees come over to examine something here. Yeah, that was a 2. I thought it was a 2. They gave him 3. So that's what they were looking at. And it'll be ruled a 2-pointer.
Last shot, 2 points.
Prague brings it up, having had a point taken away. Shusha. And back to Khalifa, and then gets it back to Shusha. Now Khalifa dumps it down low, and the foul, and the and one coming. So Bebo has gotten some minutes. You can see I think he's got to work on his quickness. And you got to remember, a lot of times, you know, he's just 21 years of age. The bigs take a little bit longer to develop. So Shahata reaches in, and Yusuf Shahata picks up the foul. No argument there. Oh, Bebo, all they had to do is turn around and shoot. He would have had a dunk. Lorici's pass goes off the hands of Cordu. They save it in bounds. So another timeout. I guess the big news for the AfroBasket qualifiers Kenya getting back to the AfroBasket. The first time in 28 years. They beat Angola yesterday.
On va jouer notre basket. OK, on va commencer déjà هنايا une défense très montée هنايا. علي انت غتبدا. OK. علي هنايا قولي. OK, on va faire les doubles. فهمتي؟ On va doubler sur le ballon et on va revenir. كوردو انت هنايا وشو انت هنا. OK, كوردو انت دائما كتبقى اللور en safety. OK, mais on va continuer à changer les grands. Il faut qu'on change encore. On est toujours en white Adrien. OK, yalla, let's go.
Well, Morocco want to try to get some execution here late. Guess another big development was South Sudan punching their ticket for the AfroBasket for the first time since gaining statehood in 2011. Although there was an upset, really, falling to Rwanda in their last game. Didn't anticipate that happening. And a rare mistake by Egypt under the boards there, giving away cheap putback off the missed free throw. So 3 minutes remaining. Egypt putting the finishing touches on a victory they all but assured themselves of when they hit Morocco with just an unrelenting press in the first half, and also half-court trap. So been trying to get the three-point play. He'll have to settle for a couple of free throws. Definitely the hands were spotted by Walid Ali as he got into the paint. So Morocco at the free throw line. It's been about as bad as it gets, 18 of 31. It's below 60%, which is never good. And again, Egypt just take the steam out of the game. So Morocco 19 of 32 at the free throw line, 59.38%. It's not why they've lost it, but it hasn't helped. Well, that was an interesting unintentional pass with the feet. Garari gets in and unsuccessfully. Now Farag answers. Beats the Morocco defense down the floor. Anas Mahmoud making the pass. Goes out of bounds with a minute and a half remaining. And again, Egypt have really eased up here in the fourth quarter, particularly, especially when you considered scored 28 points in the first quarter, 29 in the second quarter. I mean, to be fair, they eased up in the third quarter as well. Scored just 13. I mean, they didn't really press Morocco at all. It was all in the first half is when they took control of the game. Well, Guinea making it interesting against Equatorial Guinea now. 12 seconds left. They're up by 5 points in the game. They lost the first one by 7. That one could be decisive in terms of getting to the AfroBasket. Anas Mahmoud makes the free throw. This is the second. Morocco have it. 82-59. Egypt in a rout over their North African rivals. Ferrari misses it badly from downtown, and Morocco step out of bounds. Well, a nice drive there by Hatem Behri to finish the scoring for Egypt. 84-59. And Morocco will even try. Yes, Larici puts up a three-pointer, and that is how it's going to finish. So Egypt cruise past Morocco. Well, they just completely blow them out. Let's be a little bit more active with our words here. A blistering assault defensively in the first half killed Morocco, or they certainly left them reeling. And Egypt have been able to just blow them out in the first half and win it convincingly. Ahmed Marai's team remains unbeaten. Now Guinea and Equatorial Guinea. Guinea leading it by 7 points. So craziness has completely taken over in their game, and they might just be about to go to overtime. Anyway, Egypt Egypt win it 84-59 over Morocco. So those are the numbers. You can digest them. They were far superior. Egypt really for the first 25 minutes, and they kind of eased up. They had such a big lead. They were able to cruise to victory. Shusha really provided a lot of the inspiration, not only with his scoring, but his emotion. Khalifa as well, 13 points. El Makawi 9, but really it was overall, it was the defense that Egypt employed today that really took them to victory over Morocco. Here's a look back at the highlights of the second half. Morocco did, you know, you would have thought that they had given themselves a chance. They came out, scored, but they weren't able to sustain it. Just not at the same level as Egypt right now. The only question I have about Egypt is obviously when they're going to play better teams in the competition, the Nigerias, the Tunisias, the Senegals. You know, if they play their brand of pressing basketball, obviously, will it be as effective, and can they do it long enough to the game, in the game, to completely take the other team out of it? Because if you look at their overall results in their qualifiers, they did beat Uganda by 19 points in the first meeting, but they only beat Cape Verde by 9 points. You know, Cape Verde can get out and run. They blew out Morocco. In their second game against Cape Verde, however, they did blow them out by 30 points. And, of course, their game against Uganda was postponed. But I think against better teams, I'm not sure that that style is going to be as impactful as it was today. But we will see. That's what makes it exciting. You know, Shusha is a tough little guard, but maybe in that guard department, you know, when they go up against Iregbu of Nigeria, when they go up against certainly the Senegalese guards, Diallo and Tierno Nyang, I think that'll pose more problems, because the guard play today from Morocco was not good at all. But that's not to put it all on Larici. I mean, it was obvious weakness, and they took full advantage. So Egypt rolled to a big win, and there you have it, 5-0. Now Uganda have had all three of their games postponed, so that is still to take place, and therefore Morocco still have an opportunity, as do Cape Verde, to get to the AfroBasket. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. 84-59, Egypt win it convincingly over Morocco.
Congratulations, Anas. What a great win today over Morocco.